I've gone in a different direction with the channel for now and switched to playing Oops All Spells in Legacy. Let's see if I can farm the same sort of vitriol that I got while playing Lantern. Hello y'all, welcome to Fate Seal MTG. I am Krex, your host, and I am doing something very, very different today. I am playing Oops All Spells in Legacy. So I have had a bit of a interesting time over the past few months. My schedule has changed multiple times. I have moved to a new apartment. I got a haircut. Really? Ooh, that looked bad. Ooh, I kind of reached a point to where I couldn't really play a lot of Lantern, honestly. So I can't play much Lantern anymore. I was looking for something that would allow me to play leagues faster than every like 3 hours. And with the editing issues with editing Lantern, where it just takes forever to edit the videos, even with the silence detection that I use, it's a grind, honestly. It's really a grind. So I was looking for something that would allow me to play a league after I got off of work, for example. And I had been thinking about Oops All Spells for some time. In fact, I had done some testing with the Necrodominance combo in Legacy. Realized that the deck was kind of bad, pretty bad actually, and dropped it for a while. But now that I am looking for a new deck to play, and Oops has not been banned in this current cycle, which means that it's going to be legal for another 5 months at the bare minimum, figured now it would be a good time to do it. So yes, Oops and Lantern are two completely opposite strategies, but the thing you must understand, the thing that they share in common is that both are absolutely miserable to play against, which is what I'm actually trying to accomplish with my choice of decks here. I do not mind playing super fast combo decks. The goal that I am trying to achieve is to have as little fun as possible while playing Magic. I do not come to Magic to have fun, really. I come to play garbage Magic. Lantern does that quite well by just, getting to the traditional Lantern game state where you've got your lock in place and no one's doing anything. But I have found that the play patterns of Oops All Spells is quite similar. It's just, you put your hand on the table in game 1, turn 1. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, then you enter a sort of garbage mode state where nobody really has anything going on, and you just kind of sit there drawing cards for a while until you can put your hand on the table again and see if it works again. And I really do enjoy these kind of non-games, if that makes sense. I enjoy it when my opponents have a difficult time interacting with what I am doing. I like to just do my own thing and not have anything happen, which is why I play Lantern, for one reason why I play Lantern, and I believe it is why I enjoy the play patterns of Oops All Spells so much. I know that this deck is toxic. I know that the people in the format want it gone. So, let's have some no fun playing this deck. All right, we are on the play in round 1 versus Dry Machine. Hello, Dry Machine. I am so sorry to be doing this to you today. The question is, does this hand win? And the answer is no, it does not have an initial black mana source. I will mulligan. Wow, this is so easy. Wow, this is ridiculously easy. The question is, does this hand win? And the answer is no. It does not have a chaos creature in it, so we will mulligan. And the answer to this is, does this hand win? It has 1, 2 mana sources. It has a Pact of Negation and a Thoughtseize, which is quite nice. I think I'm going to keep this. I'm going to bottom the Balustrade Spy and the Poxwalkers, and I will pray to the top of my deck and hope that I draw some additional mana. Even 1 additional mana source would allow me to cast Undercity Informer. Go ahead and Thoughtseize our opponent here. Interesting. Petal, Omniscience, Ponder, Sneak Attack, and 2 lands. Hmm. They could play out Sneak Attack next turn. I think I'm going to take the Ponder. Oh wait, no, they can't play Sneak Attack next turn because I'd have to play 2 lands. Yeah, I'm going to take the Ponder. I'm going to have both of us play a little bit of garbage magic. Scalding Tarn is down. Lotus Petal is down. Lotus Petal is down. They have Sneak Attack, Omniscience, Mistrized Village, and something else. Ah, well, we just win. Oh, they're doing something. Did you seriously draw like a daze or something? Maybe they're just surveilling to see if they can win or not win or something. There you go. Emrakul into the graveyard. They're gonna shuffle it in. Okay, they're gonna brainstorm. They're gonna see if they can find something. That is a Scalding Tarn for a Volk. They're gonna ponder, try and find something. 0 agency in this game. This is hilarious. Well, they found something that they like. Let's go ahead and play this out. All right, and let's try and win the game here. I've seen Sneak Attack, Omniscience, and Mistrized Village from them. And really the only question we're asking is, does this work or does this not work? I have a Pact of Negation to help me. I will use that. All right, let us go ahead and Cabal Therapy, targeting our opponent. Do I just name Force of Will with this? This is technically the first spell that I've cast this turn. Well, okay. There we go. This deck is so easy to play. All you have to do is count to 4. All you have to do is count to 4. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this sideboard guide that I ripped off of the Legacy Oops Discord. This is a deck that might play Grafdigger's Cage. It might have Leyline of the Void. What I could do... Got 4 Cabal Rituals here. This might be a slightly different deck list than the one that I showed at the beginning of the deck tech. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Currently, I've got 3 Agadeem's Awakening and 4 Cabal Ritual. I feel like that actually might be a mistake. I might want to fix that in here. So how do I want to sideboard against this? Grafdigger's Cage is annoying. I could bring in this package of cards to deal with that. And if this comes up, then I'll explain how this works. I could bring in Feed the Swarm. I don't feel like that's really where I want to be. I think I might just bring this in and then see what happens. All right, what does this hand do? It has 2 lands. It has a Dread Return and Narcomoeba in it, which is not fantastic. It has a Poxwalkers, which is also not fantastic, but it has an Undercity Informer in it. If I draw any mana source, then I'll be okay. I think I have the luxury of being able to try to keep this. I understand why people want this deck banned. This is a... it's a miserable play pattern. Does your hand win the game? If yes, then keep. If no, then don't. I will play my land. I will Thoughtseize my opponent. I do love casting the card Thoughtseize, by the way. Ooh, Flusterstorm. Now we've got a Brainstorm here. Do I Cabal Therapy naming like Force of Will or something? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah, well, there's my 3rd land. Screw it. I'll play around days. I will name Force of Will. Hey, I got one. And I'm able to naturally play around this Consigned to Memory as well. Okay, so this Force of Will is gone. They will now be able to cast Stock Up. Maybe they'll find another Force of Will. They don't currently have a way to do anything about that 2nd card in their Brainstorm, though, so that might be annoying. That is gone, that is gone. So they got Consigned to Memory, an Unknown, which they put on top of their deck with Brainstorm, and then the Stock Up will see the 2nd card that they put on top with Brainstorm, and it will see 4 fresh cards. Which 4 fresh cards is a lot of fresh cards. The way that my opponent is resolving the Stock Up makes me wonder if they have a counterspell in hand. Line of the Voids I call shenanigans. That is hilarious. I will go ahead and shock this in. I have dealt 9 damage to myself, or rather I've paid 9 life. Do you have a Daze? Do you have a Force of Will? You just cast Stock Up. It just resolved, I am going to choose to not cast Cabal Therapy. I don't think this is going to be the sort of deck that will have lightning bolts. Plus, I need to keep this Undercity Informer in play anyway. Now, I could have played Poxwalkers and then flashback Cabal Therapy. That actually might have been the correct way to do this. In fact, I can still do that next turn. I could take that Consign to Memory out of my opponent's hand. Kind of terrifying that they have 5 cards in hand now, though. But they don't have much going on. So it will be up to me to... Ooh, Cabal Ritual. Yeah, I'll cast that. They're gonna counter this? They did not counter it. I will go ahead and play this as a land. I will pay the life. I think I'm going to cast Poxwalkers first. I am going to then Cabal Therapy my opponent here, sacrificing the Poxwalkers. I think I want that Consign to Memory. I think I can play around a lot of stuff, but Consign to Memory is going to be difficult for me to play around. I mean, I could just create a huge board presence and then rely on the Progenitus trick to keep me alive. I might do that. My opponent did have a target for that Consign to Memory just now. They could have decided to not let the Poxwalkers come back. I mean, I would have just cast a second Cabal Therapy anyway, but, you know, still. Are they considering forcing this? Let's see what happens. This is a lot of Oops gameplay, by the way, is putting something on the stack and your opponent tanking. I will just name the face-up Consign to Memory here. Just go ahead and get that out of the way. All right, and they're dead. Ah, that's beautiful. Look at that. They're just dead. Okay, go ahead and do this real quick. You do not have to sacrifice Undercity Informer to its own ability all of the time. You can sacrifice any creature, including this Poxwalkers here, so I'm going to choose to do that. All right, I got a Narcomoeba in my hand. How quaint of you to rely on Consign to Memory to allow yourself to live. Go ahead and sacrifice this Narcomoeba. And I will name the Dread Return that is in my hand. Okay, now let's go ahead and cast that Dread Return, targeting Thassa's Oracle. Probably shouldn't have sacrificed the Narcomoeba, honestly. I think that's just bad form, just because there is a card left in my deck right now. So that would make my whole plan here vulnerable to creature removal. Now, my opponent doesn't have creature removal, but, you know. Okay, so that was an easy win. Let's go ahead and start round 2. This is absolutely ridiculous, guys. Absolutely, just completely ridiculous. I hope you're enjoying the video. If you like watching my particular style of content, consider subscribing so you can get notified of my videos and live streams. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we are on round 2 versus Tony Galvo. Galvanic Discharge. We are going to keep this hand. It's just a question of whether or not I'm going to fire off Thoughtseize on turn 1, or if I'm just going to jam this Balustrade Spy. If my opponent's playing blue, I might wait to just jam Thoughtseize on turn 1. That is an Arid Mesa. That's probably not blue. I mean, or I could just draw the Undercity Informer. I think I'm just gonna jam. Let's just jam. Let's just go ahead and jam. Now the question here is, do I play Undercity Informer or Balustrade Spy? I think the correct play here is actually Undercity Informer, because if this doesn't resolve, then I still have the Simian Spirit Guide in hand. Ooh, they're fetching. They're gonna fetch a blue land? Oh, they fetched a blue land. Oh, that's terrible. White, huh? I will actually pay the 1. Also, I played around days, which is fantastic. Okay, well, I don't have the win. And they swords. All right. So I think the correct play there was actually to Thoughtseize. The Arid Mesa threw me off. I would love to just draw mana from here on out. That is mana. Go ahead and Thoughtseize our opponent. Huh. Okay, so they're on the red-white energy deck. Except they are playing blue, which is very interesting. So they got 2 Ajanis. There's not much I can do about that, but they have a Swords to Plowshares. So I don't really want them to easily flip the Sajani. It triggers when cats die, and swordsing their own cat token is not the same as galvanic discharging your own cat token in Modern. I think I actually will take one of the Ajanis. I'm going to play this, and Dark Ritual wins the game as usual. Volcanic Island is down. Ajani is down. And now I am taking 3 a turn until I figure my stuff out. Didn't need that. It's very possible that I just end up losing this game here because I chose not to Thoughtseize my opponent on turn 1. Yeah, that Ponder is going to suck for me. They did not shuffle. They found a Tundra. They have swords and 1 unknown. I'm going to take 3 here. They're doing something else. That is an Ocelot Pride. That's terrifying. Dark Ritual. A land. Something. Undercity Informer I will take, I guess. It's not a particularly good draw. So I'm going to take 4, 5, 6. I've only got a little bit of time left. Now they have swords and 1 unknown. Oh, stock up. That's a really good hit. That makes me quite nervous. They could find force off of this. And with the speed at which they resolve that stock up, makes me feel like they might have actually found it. Swords and 2 unknowns in their hand now. I'm facing down a 5-power board. Thoughtseize does not change my clock. I still need to draw Dark Ritual next turn or else. Brainstorm, Daze, Swords. Gonna take that Daze real quick. And this is, of course, the sort of deck that I do not really enjoy, that I do not necessarily not enjoy playing against, but that's difficult to play against as a combo player. It's just disruption in a clock, that's it. You can see the clock is doing quite well here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not that it matters. I'm likely dead here anyway. I need to draw Dark Ritual. And they resolve that fairly quickly. Makes me think that they might have some sort of interaction here. Oh, just draw Ponder, huh? So the swords might not be in their hand. That Brainstorm definitely isn't. They found a card that they like, which means it has to be a counterspell of some sort. So even Dark Ritual here will not be good enough. That is a Lotus Petal. I'm going to go ahead and concede. And that game was decided on the first turn by me choosing not to Thoughtseize at the beginning. So let's go ahead and try again. What sort of hate do I think that they will have? They could have Leyline of the Void. I think that Feed the Swarms might be appropriate here. What would I side out, though? They have Counterspell, so Pact of Negation seems like a bad thing to side out. Trying to just take a look and see what I would even side out, but I'm just not exactly sure. Do I side out Thoughtseizes? Don't think so. I could side out Pacts, slow down a little bit. Could literally just side up. I could trim my mana, which would involve taking down a couple of Cabal rituals. And I could take out the Jack-o'-lantern Memories Journey package. I don't know if that is correct to do. They're going to be putting a clock on me, though, so I feel like this might actually be correct to side out. I'm not very confident about this, if you can't tell. I would like to play first. This is a very simple turn 2. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. I will lead on Fell the Profane into Thoughtseize this time. I'm going to play this as my land. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize, starting our game at 15 life here. Maybe I should have played out Lotus Petal. I just didn't want to lose it to a prismatic ending, I suppose. Brainstorm, Daze, Force of Will, Guide of Souls, Mockingbird, huh? This is a really good hand to keep against me. I am going to take the Force, and I'm just going to have to play around Daze. I can do so quite easily next turn by simply bolting in this Agadeem's Awakening. So now my opponent needs to find something really, really good off of this Brainstorm. It has to be another Force of Will, I think. I think I still just jam, though, right? I think I'm going to cast Lotus Petal and then Dark Ritual and then Undercity Informer, and I'm going to hide the fact that I have a land in hand. I kind of want them to daze this. That's an emergency brainstorm. Please don't hit Force of Will off of this. That would suck. They played their Tundra out of hand. They're playing Brainstorm now. They can see a lot of cards. They've seen 4 additional cards here. Is it going to be Force? It's going to be Daze. Okay. I will pay. Does it resolve? It does resolve. Let's go ahead and bolt this in. Sacrifice this to itself and hopefully win the game. All right, there we go. Well, that was easy. Okay, now we need to win a game on the draw, which is going to be a little bit harder to do. I'm glad that I have my Thoughtseizes in, and I'm glad I have my packs in. I think that it's just not correct to do anything different. I didn't see any hate pieces. I did not see any hate pieces. Do I still want to feed the swarms in the deck? If they have a Leyline of the Void, that's going to suck. I think I'm just going to go ahead and run it back. Good morning, Yuki. I'm sorry I haven't been on chat in a little bit. Going the Belcher route is something that I hadn't really considered. I probably should have. Oh, they kept 7. Oh, that's unfortunate. This would have been an interesting keep if one of these was a creature or something. I'm going to have to mulligan it, though. Interesting. I have to mulligan this, too. It doesn't have a creature in it. Wow, we are going deep now. Okay, so I am going to keep this. I'm going to bottom Spy, Cabal Therapy, I guess. I would have loved to have some of those additional cards. Turn 1, Ocelot Pride, huh? Undercity Informer was a decent draw. I will not Thoughtseize on turn 1. I want to give them a little bit of a chance to sculpt before firing off my 1 Thoughtseize, since I'm not going to be jamming anytime soon. Now, do I play my Thoughtseize around Daze? That is a big question here. Ooh, that is a Cabal Therapy. I think I will, in fact, play my Thoughtseize around Daze, specifically because I drew Cabal Therapy. Now, this is an interesting thing. This is very interesting, actually. They kept up double Daze. Now, what I could do is I could wait until next turn, and then I could Cabal Therapy them, which would force them to use double Daze on it. So I think I'm going to take the Consign to Memory, and I'm going to slow my roll a little bit. There we go. Interestingly enough, even if they did draw Force of Will here, then taking Daze with Cabal Therapy would still shut that off. Act of Negation was a good draw. Okay, let's go ahead and Cabal Therapy them. Now you could tap out and return an island, your Tundra to hand in order to counter this. Or you could just Flusterstorm. That's an option too. Wow, they just top decked a Flusterstorm. No, actually. Dang. All right, yeah, that might cost me here. I'm gonna take 3, then 4, then 5. I think my opponent just plays their Ajani now, though, so... Yikes. I'm in trouble, actually. I'm in deep trouble right now. I'm gonna take 3, fall to 9, and then I'm gonna take 6 and 7, fall to 2. I can beat 1 Daze with this Pact of Negation in hand, but not 2. I think that actually might be game. I think this might be game. I think I needed to draw Dark Ritual there. Oh wait, no, this is game. Because they're gonna turn this into the Planeswalker and they're gonna put +1 counters, and then I'm just gonna die. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Pressure backed up with protection. That's how you do it. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a card, see if it would have even been relevant. Nope. Nope. There's Dark Ritual. Okay. Well, that is how you lose with Oops All spells. Is these sort of shenanigans, I suppose. On to round 3. All right, we have started round 3 versus Daniel. Hello, Daniel. I can't keep this hand. It doesn't have a payoff. Gonna have to mulligan. I can keep this. I can certainly keep this, actually. Let's just hope I don't get turn 1 Thoughtseized. That would be bad. That would be pretty bad. That's not a Thoughtseize land. That is a Ponder. All right, so this hand makes 6 mana. And I'm not even worried about Daze at any point in this chain because I have the Simian Spirit Guide in hand. Which means I can literally just Petal, Writ, Thoughtseize, Informer. I don't even need to fire off the second writ immediately. Yeah, now you know I'm a dirty oops player. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, yep. Yep, that hurts. Yep, that hurts. Ooh, that hurts. And they get to take the Informer, or they get to take the Petal. This game would have gone very differently if I had won the die roll, which I was nowhere close to doing. All right, mate. So you're probably going to take the thing that's not on top of my deck, which means that if you take the Petal, then I don't have a land. But you took the Informer, which means that I probably have some sort of land or something. Spell the Profane. All right, yeah, that's fine. Well, you know that this is in my hand anyway. Do I play Petal into Thoughtseize, cast Simian Spirit Guide? I don't think so. And I'm going to hold the Thoughtseize for later. Well, it looks like we are officially in trouble. We have an 8-outer to draw into one of the remaining Oops creatures. Plus this build is playing a Lively Dirge in the main. But that decision to burn their Petal on the Thoughtseize was extremely smart of them. LED. Friend, what are you up to? Are you up to some nonsense? You're up to some nonsense. This is absolutely some nonsense here. Infernal Tutor. Are we, for realsies, playing against Ad Nauseam Tendrils? Are you just gonna go grab a Beseech the Mirror and kill me right in here, right now? Kinda wishing I'd Thoughtseized them. Lotus Petal should have given away that something up was something weird was happening. And I suppose that Sneak and Show doesn't play Thoughtseize, do they? Yeah, we're gonna die. Turn 2. Here we go. Just gonna go ahead and F6 here. Let's just watch it happen. Ball Ritual, Lotus Petal, Mishra's Bauble, and then they can Beseech for Tendrils here. Yeah, I guess I should have Thoughtseized them, huh? I feel like a more skilled player would have done that. Still very new to this format, even though I watch a lot of content for it. Yeah, that is game. Well played, mate. Impressive. Okay, so we've got combo. I'm going to bring in my Leyline of Sanctities. I'm going to take out my Pact of Negations. Am I going to do any additional siding? I think not. Let's see what happens here. I gotta say, I am actually enjoying this. This is a decent time. I'm learning a lot about how the format works, about the different decks that people are playing. And sometimes you just win, and sometimes you don't Thoughtseize your opponent on turn 1 and you lose. This is definitely a lot faster than Modern for sure. Okay, we are on the play. Is this the turn 1 win? No, it does not even have a creature in it. This has a Leyline of Sanctity in it, but it does not have a starting land. If it did have a starting land, that wouldn't even be a win. I'm gonna mulligan. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count to 4. Oof. Oh. All right. New game plan. Let's spew our entire hand and cast this Cabal Ritual, cast this Cabal Ritual, cast this Balustrade Spy, and we gotta mill them. Otherwise, we're just going to kill ourselves. Hey, fantastic. All right, I spent my entire hand to put a 2-power creature into play. Let's see if that's good enough. It is almost certainly not good enough. Did they keep 7? Oh, they kept 6. Okay. Goodness. Suppose I should be bringing in those Charbelchers more often, shouldn't I? All right, take 2. You got 10 turns to deal with this. Oh, they're gonna win. Oh, they're gonna win. Oh, they're gonna win. Oh, they're winning. They're winning. Turn 2 win. Wow, that's actually really impressive. I'm getting Helmed, huh? Okay. Yeah, you got it. This is real magic, everybody. That was great. Not gonna lie, that was actually kind of cool. I just got Helmed. All right, we have started round 4 versus Sometime Since. I will be on the play against you. And I will keep this. It needs mana. It doesn't need that much mana, actually. But I think that I will simply bolt this in and Thoughtseize my opponent. Wow, that's funny. That's very funny, actually. We're playing Oops. Okay, so what does this hand do? This hand has a Thoughtseize, which is nice, but if I don't take the Thoughtseize, then they go boop, 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 Balustrade Spy. So I'm going to take their Balustrade Spy, and I'm going to leave them with a hand that Thoughtseizes me, but does nothing else. They can take this Lotus Petal if they want to, I guess. If they just naturally rip a Balustrade Spy, that's going to be hilarious. Oh my god. No way. No way. This is why we play Lantern Control, everybody. Alright, so they are on Disciple of Freyalise. They are on Bridge from Below. They are on Reanimate. 58 cards have been revealed. They've got 54, 55, 58, 60. Let's see how many Dark Ritual. Well, they have four Dark Rituals, obviously. But Cabal Rituals, they've only got 2 of those, I think. Yeah, maybe this list is better, huh? That is really funny. That is so funny. Oh, man. All right. Well, Leyline of Sanctity's in. Act of Negation's out. Sure. I know that the Memory's Journey is not really going to be relevant. The Jack-o'-lantern's not going to be relevant. I don't think that this is slow enough for Reanimate. And I could trim a Cabal Ritual. Where are you? And that would allow me to bring in 4 Charbelchers. Yeah, I'll be on the play. Okay, well, this is just a turn 1. We keep turn 1s. All right, no effects. Okay, let's go ahead and Dark Ritual. Now, I have an interesting choice here. I could play the Undercity Informer, and I could mill them. I could play the Goblin Charbelcher, and then just pass the turn, and then just die. If I mill them, and... Did I see a Memory's Journey, actually? Hang on. Let's find out. Memory's Journey. They did have a Memory's Journey. That means that if they have Elvish Spirit Guide in hand, then they could use that to cast Memory's Journey, and that would win them the game. So the alternative to that is I play out this Undercity Informer and I play Simian Spirit Guide, and I hope that they don't have like Surgical Extraction or something. I probably should have played out the Cabal Ritual, actually. Well, let's hope that I'm not dead here. Absolutely ridiculous. They are taking their sweet time on this, aren't they? That makes me nervous. Well, what I did here is I chose to not play around sideboard cards. Oh, they just conceded. Okay, that's fine. They were just looking at my list. All right, here I pretty desperately want my Thoughtseizes. Now that I'm on the draw, do I want to do anything? No, I think I'm okay. Let's see. This hand goes 1, 2, 3, 4 Belcher, and then nothing, I think. Oh, they just kept 7. They snap kept 7. That's terrifying. I think I need something faster. This hand goes Cabal Therapy, and then I have a Cabal Ritual. Am I gonna get better than this? I think I can get better than this. This is a turn 1. I'm gonna keep this. I'm going to bottom Elvish Spirit Guide and 1, 3, 4. I'll bottom the Belcher. Okay, and let's hope I don't get turn 1. I think I'm gonna get turn 1. I'm getting turn 1. Yeah, I'm getting turn 1. Oh man, this is great. This is fantastic. They've got 2 Narcomoebas. They've only got 1 Poxwalkers. Oh, they named Fairy Macabre. What a beautiful piece of art this is. This is amazing. Well, go ahead and kill me. Where is that? Red Return. There it is. There's the Thassa's Oracle. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and let this happen. Wow, that was incredible. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to round 5. All right, we are on the draw in round 5. I'm gonna keep this hand. It has all of the mana that it needs, technically, even if it's going to take a little bit to get there. All right, my opponent has started with 6. We are once again playing against a blue deck. Would love to draw Cabal Ritual's decent. Do I just fire that off, though? I don't think I do. This unfortunately gives my opponent the time necessary to dig to counter spells, which they kept on top. That's terrifying. Basic Forest, huh? I feel like a more experienced Legacy player would know what this is. I wonder if this is some sort of like mid-range Nadu. It definitely would be playing forces. Lotus Petal. Well, I can play out the Lotus Petal. I can at the very least play around Daze. I'm gonna go ahead and play out this land. And I think I will Cabal Ritual here. I think I'm going to play out my Undercity Informer. If this gets forced, then next turn I can play Balustrade Spy with what I've got. Oh, it just worked. Okay, they just conceded. Yeah, we take those. Well, how do I want to play against a person that just played Hedge Maze, Forest, and then died? Maybe I bring in my Feed the Swarms. I don't think they're playing Thoughtseize. They might be playing Thoughtseize. They might be like Bug Beans or something. Does Bug Beans play Basic Forest? I don't know. I could bring in Goblin Charbelcher and have more action. Maybe I don't side. I could bring in Shenanigans, Progenitus, and Jack-O-Lantern, which is a package that gives me extra turns after I have done my oops thing. I think I'm just going to run it back. I think I'm just going to get more information. Yeah, Dan, I'm thinking that it might be Nadu Breakfast or something like that. I think you're right. Well, this hand would be fantastic if it had a payoff in it. Oh, they just snap kept 7. That's terrifying. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to bottom up. Am I going to bottom a Poxwalkers? I think I'm going to bottom... I'm not going to bottom a Ritual. I'm going to bottom a Simian Spirit Guide. They just snap kept 7, huh? That is a Grafdigger's Cage? Alright. Well, it's a good thing that I kept what I did. I would like to pay 3 life here, actually. Go ahead and Dark Ritual. And play Poxwalkers. Oh, they had F6'd. That's interesting. Players can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries. That's unfortunate. Aelin's Tomb, huh? Is this some sort of like sneak and show, like Omnitel sort of thing? Omnitel playing Basic Forest. Well, we're learning about the format today, y'all. We are learning about the format today. Let's go ahead and swing out with our Poxwalkers. And then let's go ahead and Dark Ritual out of Bargurt Trawler. Okay, my opponent is on a 3-turn clock. If I draw yet another Dark Ritual, they'd be on a 2-turn clock. Aelin's Tomb is really interesting. They shuffled off of their Ponder. Oh, but they have something else that they're casting here. Ooh, this is not good. I do not like this. Show and Tell. Put in a Balustrade Spy here. Gonna go ahead and target them with this. Veil of Summer is fine. Brainstorm on top of that, huh? Are they looking for something to put in? Nothing. Nothing, you say? They're 3. They cast that Brainstorm, and they just had nothing to do with it? They're gonna play a Veil of Summer. What are you doing? Why couldn't you do this? Why couldn't you do this last turn? I don't understand. There we go. Okay, so they revealed Omniscience, Lorien revealed, Force, Brainstorm, bunch of good stuff there. They could take Omniscience, Lorien revealed, Force, Land. That's exactly what they did. Wow. Wow. All right. This is impressive. Yeah, hardcast that Lorien revealed. Oh, stock up on top of that, huh? Okay. I think they're winning right this second. They're on the Cunning Wish build. So there's their shared summons. I think I'm just going to F6 here. Atraxa and Emrakul. Yeah, I don't think they need to do anything else here. Okay. So that is plenty, I think. Very impressive. Very impressive. All right, so now I know that they are on that. Now that I have this information, what do I do with it? What do I do with it? Indeed. If I bring in Shenanigans, that would actually help me, I think. All right, let's try this. Although I could see an argument for just not, but I kind of want to get rid of that Grafdigger's Cage. I will be on the play. This is a turn 1 with Pact of Negation backup. We keep these. Oh, and they're mulliganing hard. They're mulliganing super hard. They're mulliganing incredibly, ridiculously, stupidly hard. They're down to 2. Are they mulliganing to Leyline of the Void? Like, what is going on? All right. Well, I wonder if you were just mulliganing to Force of Will. I will pay the 3 life. I will Dark Ritual. That is a force. Nope. And they conceded. Okay, well, that was a thing that you can do on Magic Online for the next 5 months. What did I think of the deck? Dude, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely just crazy. This is crazy Magic. This is insano, nutso butso Magic. This is literally just you reveal your hand and do you win or do you not win? It's a very different sort of Magic than what I play usually, which is Lantern Control, of course. Very, very different. I kind of like it. I kind of like the rush. I kind of like the thrill. The feeling that you're just racehorsing all the way to the end. I believe it is Brian Koval of Bosch and Roll that once described vintage decks as being racehorses. That all you have to do is clip their Achilles heel and then they just completely collapse. I feel like this is very much like that. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous Magic. I think I'm going to continue to tune this. I really am enjoying myself. I might want more discard, actually. I might put in some duresses in here, or might try a different build altogether. But I'm really enjoying this sort of gameplay, and I think that it's very funny. But yeah, I will go ahead and try this out next time. I don't know when that will be, so please be patient with me about that. But, you know, I had fun doing it, so I'm going to do it again.